Steve Jobs said, "Innovation is saying no to 1,000 things." There are a number of reasons why we don't say no. We're people pleasing, we don't want to appear to reject anyone or be aggressive. It can feel bad to say no. We may feel like we're letting the other people down. We may think we look uncaring or unhelpful, and we also think that we won't be liked. In this video, I'm going to share with you some effective ways that you can learn how to say no so that you communicate your meaning clearly, so that you don't feel bad or guilty, and so that you take care of your well-being. My name's Mari Amaro, and I'm the principal presenter at The Highly Effective Teacher. I'm a teacher, and I've been supporting students and teachers for over 30 years. I'm passionate about teacher well-being and about working with teachers so that they learn to thrive in the teaching profession. Improved teacher well-being means improved student well-being, and that contributes to better academic and social outcomes for all our students. If you'd like to learn more about teacher well-being, please subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so that you receive notifications of all our videos. When you subscribe to our channel, that helps to support us and means that we can keep making these videos, get the information and support out to more teachers. So, how do you say no effectively? Say it clearly. No. And don't give excuses or reasons. Instead of using more vague statements like, "I don't think so," or "I'm not sure," or "maybe next time," practice saying the word no. It's not something we do that often, unless we have a toddler, and then it's probably overused, but that's another story. Be assertive rather than aggressive. Be firm but polite. "I'm sorry, I can't right now, but I'll let you know when and if I can. Thanks for thinking of me, but I have too much on my plate right now. I'd rather not right now." Don't George Costanza it. If you've watched Seinfeld, you know the kinds of elaborate stories that George makes up to cover what he's not doing. Don't do that. Say no and stick to it. Sometimes people will ask again because they're used to people giving in if they ask more than once. When you say no, mean it. Otherwise, you will give in and not really want to do that. Use the word because. Research shows that using the word because helps others agree with you and gets them on board with you, even if your reason is not that great. Use effective body language. Smile and shake your head. Think of the cost to you. Consider what are the consequences of saying yes. What will be the cost? Is it time? Is it money? Is it health? Nothing comes for free. So what's the cost to your well-being if you say yes to yet another commitment? If you're interested in learning about why we say yes and the implications for your well-being of saying yes endlessly, please check out our video on why saying no is good for your well-being, where I share the reasons why we don't say no and the impact of that on our well-being. Trust your intuition. Listen to your inner wisdom about what is good for you. While it may not be what the other person wants, you have to prioritize your own needs, and you may not be used to doing that. Use negotiation. If you can offer an alternative suggestion or meet the person halfway, or even gain some additional advantage, this is the time to think about negotiating. Say no as soon as possible. Don't put off saying no if that's what you're going to say. Procrastination only makes it worse for you and for others. You can change your mind. Just because you've said yes in the past doesn't mean that you always have to say yes. I think about this when my son or daughter-in-law ask me to look after my grandchildren. While I love looking after my grandchildren, it doesn't mean that I always have to say yes to doing it just because I have in the past. And they know that. Use the words, "It's not the right fit for me or us." If something isn't right for you, then just say so. It's okay that a person, a product, a role, or an occasion is not for you. Show that you have empathy for the other person. For example, "I know this sucks, but I can't. I'm sorry." Understanding that the other person is disappointed will go a long way to maintaining a healthy relationship, and it's in your close relationships that this is really important. On the other hand, you can just say no because If you want to say no because you don't want to do something, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to do things just because somebody else wants you to do it. It's always handy to have some phrases up your sleeve that you can use when you get in a situation where you have to say no. One of those might be, I'm not comfortable with. For example, I'm not comfortable with lending my car. I'm not comfortable having more students in my classroom. You can also say, I wish I could. I wish I could, but I already have a full calendar. Or I wish I could, but I already have a full load of work to do. You can also buy some time by using the phrase like, I'll check my calendar and get back to you. And I just heard someone say in a podcast that you should never say yes to anything straight up. Always say, I need to check with my partner or check my calendar and I'll get back to you. You can also say, I know this isn't the answer you were hoping for, which it links back to where I mentioned about empathy, because it shows that you understand how the other person's feeling and can help to build the relationship, even though you're saying no. In the work situation, it's also useful to put the request back onto the person asking you to do something. So if your principal or your faculty head is asking you to take on several more tasks, more than you might be able to handle, you may say something like, I'm happy to do the athletics carnival, but that means that I'm not going to have my program in on time. I'm going to need 3 weeks rather than 2 to do a good job, and how would you like me to prioritise that? Or if I'm going to do this, I'm going to need to reshuffle priorities. If I'm going to get this to you by Friday, then I'm going to have to push back on the other project. Sometimes when we say no, it can feel like we're being selfish. This is putting your own needs first and not those of the person asking for something. When you prioritise someone else's needs over yours, the relationship suffers because you can feel resentful and then be less productive. Warren Buffett says the difference between successful people and very successful people is that very successful people say no to almost everything. Interesting thought. When you give your reasons, someone else may feel grateful for that and may appreciate why you're saying no. So I can't handle that meeting for you this afternoon because I'm already busy in another meeting. When you don't give a reason, be brief but not rude. So sometimes it is better to simply say no, but rather than just saying, I can't help with that, a better way to say it might be, I'm sorry, I'm afraid I can't help with that. Saying I'm sorry shows that you recognise that they may not be happy about your answer and helps to manage the relationship too. You can use the phrase, not now. And that's if you mean not now rather than no. This is a good way to approach the situation. However, putting someone off indefinitely can make you appear unreliable and untruthful. And it's not a real answer if your answer is actually no. You can also offer an alternative arrangement for the person. So, for example, I can't attend the meeting today, but I can attend that next meeting next month. And a phrase like, it's not possible or it's impossible can be really great. According to some writers, the words possible and impossible have almost magical qualities. When you use these words, you won't need to say anything else. Thanks for watching. Say no today. Stay safe and happy teaching.